guys, Ash Lane here. Today, I've gotten a few requests lately asking to revisit some of the resource ring bases at Town Hall 10. Now, they're so prevalent in the game mainly because they work. They're kind of tricky to attack. No matter, every base is a little bit different, and a lot of attackers get a little bit confused by this base. Some go in through the corners, some go in through 2 areas, some enter in through 3 or even more. But this is a good blueprint to use against these type of bases. It's going to be attack against Oreo. Now these bases have the enclosed mortar squares on each tip of the base, and you can see here he's going to do a nice spread, 4 golems, 2 in the center, and then 2 single flanking golems. Then he has a nice long line of wizards behind, being very patient here. Now you can see he's going to use plenty of wall breakers in this raid. I advocate bringing more than 15 wall breakers in if you're going to use this type of attack against these resource ring bases, but they generally work pretty well. If you see a base like this, even if it's not the same exact design, try to duplicate this spell composition, and most importantly, make sure you bring enough wall breakers. Even if the walls aren't max level like in this case, it's really important to bring enough wall breakers so you can crack through at least 2 of those sides of the base. You can see here he kind of got through 2 of them there, but the wizards kind of get caught up in the golem in that last little corner. But what this does is it helps the flow of the base, draw the troops, lure the troops to the center of the base. So it's a great idea to pick a side of the base, preferably going into only 1 Inferno Tower because you are using a GoWiWi army. And even if you're using a GoWiWi army and one Inferno Tower is set to single target and the other is multi-target, I'd always recommend going in towards the multi-target. Seems a little unconventional, but you want to take out that multi-target Inferno before you, while you have the golems attracting it, and the golems will engage it before the wizards and the witches. So against this base here, this is attacked by Kev, and this is a different but very, very common resource ring base. You can see there is a resource ring, although it's not quite as evident as the last example, but this base is so common, and I figured if you guys saw it, you might be able to 3-star this base, because I've seen it done a few times, and Kev is in fact going to 3-star this base right here. So coming in northwest, you can see he kind of clumps up the troops a little bit more than in the last video. Now, like, the reason I brought you this base versus the first one is it's really 2 designs that are similar in regards of having the resource ring, but they're also much differently as far as this base has that really large circumference of wall, whereas the other base, the walls were a little bit more condensed towards the center versus this wide spread out right here. And you can see it has a little bit of a teaser due south. Now if you come in northwest here, you can see that the pivotal point in this whole entire attack was exactly where Kev chose to drop that jump spell, right? Because it leads the golems, instead of hopping down towards that cannon, if you want to look over here on the east side, you can see they went from the air defense and then they hopped into kind of where the golems are now in the base. It's a little trick against this base that you see this design using the air defense right where it is right now. You can see the golems engaging it. A little trick is they won't go after that cannon. Instead, they'll hop in the center of the base if there's a defensive unit touching it. So a really tricky but really cool little trick on this base, where if you drop your jump spell into perfect area, your golems will be lured to the center, because that's always your goal, to get at least 1 golem into the center by any means necessary against these resource ring bases. So I hope you can provide these 2 videos rather provide a little bit of a blueprint how to beat these resource ring bases. I know a lot of people have a lot of difficulty with them. That's why people use them. So go ahead and share with your clanmates, guys. Stay tuned for more episodes coming this week. I will have a lot of double episode days. And as always, take care, guys.